How many switches can you have in a single home network? And do multiple switches slow down your network? Well, I'll answer both questions in a minute. But a more important question is, how many switches should you have in a single home network? Well, this answer will vary depending on the size of your house and the size of your home network. So for example, if you have a 3-bedroom house and a family room and a living room, and most new home builders will install one Ethernet cable per room. This would give you a total of 5 Ethernet cables. However, if you install these cables yourself, install 2 cables per room. And when I say Ethernet cables, I mean Cat5e or Cat6. Cat5e and Cat6 are the most popular in the industry. However, Cat6 has become the standard over the last few years. So now we have 5 Ethernet cables going to 5 different rooms. And these 5 Ethernet cables should originate from a network panel. And in case you missed it, I do have a video called Where's the Ethernet Cable Go? And there'll be a link right here to that video. So first, in this network panel, you should have an 8-port switch, or a 10-port switch. Since most routers only have 4 LAN ports, you will definitely need a switch, since you have 5 Ethernet cables that you need to connect. So now you have 5 rooms connected with Ethernet cables. To optimize this Ethernet cable connection, you should connect a 5-port switch to each room. By doing so, this will give you 4 more ports per room. And these 4 extra ports will allow 4 more devices, like TVs, streaming devices, gaming consoles, another PC, and this list can go on and on. So you can see why it's important to have extra ports in each room. So back to the original question, how many switches can you have in a single network? Well, there's no limit to how many switches you can have in a single network. However, the best practice would be to have 1 switch per Ethernet cable, and no more than that. So at the end of each Ethernet cable, you can connect a switch. And there's no real reason to have 2 switches per Ethernet cable. You could tether 2 together with a crossover cable, but they do sell 5-port, 8-port, and even 10-port switches. And in a single home network, an 8-port switch or even a 10-port switch should be plenty of ports. And we use TP-Link and Netgear for our switches, and both are very reliable. And connecting a switch to an Ethernet port is very easy. Simply plug the switch into an outlet for power and plug your Ethernet cable into the switch. Now if you have a 5-port switch, you have an Ethernet cable going into 1 port, and now you have 4 more ports available for devices. And if you need more than 4 ports, then buy an 8-port switch, or even a 10-port switch. So back to our original questions, how many switches should you have in your network? And my best answer is 1 switch per room per Ethernet cable. And our second question, do multiple switches slow down your network? Well, technically, yes. However, your switch most likely has a higher bandwidth than your internet connection, so you'll most likely see no difference in uploads or download speeds. For example, I have a fiber connection with 1 gig speeds, and I have multiple switches throughout my house. Basically 1 switch per room, and I've had no issue with bandwidth, uploads, or download speeds. So guys, remember, there is basically no limit to how many switches you can have in your single home network. But the rule of thumb should be 1 switch per room per Ethernet cable. And there's no need to worry about these switches slowing down your bandwidth. Well guys, we're all done here. Give a thumbs up and share it. If you love them, hit subscribe to keep this channel alive. Thanks again for watching.